Welcome to Rise and Learn English. Today, we are going to change the way you think about studying. Imagine walking into a library at Harvard University. You see students studying for hours. You might think they are just reading books and highlighting sentences. You might think they are geniuses born with special brains. But the truth is different. The difference between an average student and an elite student is not IQ. It is strategy. Most English learners study passively. They watch a video, they nod their heads, and they think, I know this. But a Harvard student knows that recognizing is not the same as knowing. Today we are going to steal the study secrets of the world's best universities and apply them to your English. If you follow this method, you will learn faster, remember longer, and speak with authority. The first principle is called active recall. This is the most important concept in learning science. When you study English, you probably read a vocabulary list. You look at the word, then you look at the definition. You say, okay, I get it. This is passive. It is easy, and it is useless. Your brain does not work hard when you are just reading. A Harvard student does the opposite. They look at the word, then they close the book. They look away. They force their brain to explain the definition without help. This struggle is where the learning happens. If it feels easy, you are not learning. If it feels hard, you are building muscles. Stop rereading your notes. Start quizzing yourself. Look at a sentence in your native language and try to translate it into English without looking at the dictionary. The effort of retrieving the information strengthens the neural pathway. The second principle is the Feynman Technique. Richard Feynman was a Nobel Prize-winning physicist. He believed that if you cannot explain a concept simply, you do not understand it. Many English learners try to memorize complex grammar rules. They memorize the present perfect continuous is used for an action that started in the past and continues to the present. They can repeat the definition, but they cannot use the tense. To study like a Harvard student, you must become a teacher. Pretend you are teaching English to a 5-year-old child. How would you explain, I have been waiting versus I am waiting? If you get stuck, it means you have a gap in your knowledge. Go back to the book, fill the gap, and try to teach it again. Do not just learn the rule, own the rule. Speak it out loud to an empty room. When you teach, you learn twice. The third principle is the case study method. This is famous at Harvard Business School. They do not just teach dry theories. They give students a real-life problem, a case, and ask them to solve it. In English learning, this means you should stop studying lists of random words. Instead, study cases. Pick a real-world topic. For example, climate change. Do not just learn the word pollution. Read an article about a specific problem. Then, force yourself to argue for a solution. Say, I think we should ban plastic bags because... Use the vocabulary to solve a problem. When you use language to express an opinion or solve a crisis, your brain tags the vocabulary as essential for survival. It sticks. Don't just learn English. Use English to think about the world. The fourth principle is spaced repetition. Elite students know that the brain is designed to forget. If you learn a new word today, you will forget 50% of it by tomorrow. This is the forgetting curve. To beat the curve, you need a system. Do not study a word for 1 hour on Monday and then never look at it again. Study it for 5 minutes on Monday. Then review it for 2 minutes on Tuesday. Then review it for 1 minute on Friday. Then 1 week later. Then 1 month later. By spacing out your reviews, You signal to your brain that this information is permanent. Use an app like Anki, or just use a physical calendar. The goal is to review the word right before you are about to forget it. This is the most efficient way to hack your memory. The fifth principle is deep work. In our modern world, we are addicted to distraction. We study English while checking WhatsApp. We watch a lesson while scrolling Instagram. A Harvard student knows that this is poison. The brain cannot multitask. When you switch tasks, you lose focus. You must practice deep work. This means you set a timer for 30 minutes. For those 30 minutes, your phone is in another room. The internet is off. You have one goal: write an essay or learn 10 verbs. You work with intense focus. It is better to have 30 minutes of deep focus than 4 hours of distracted, lazy study. Quality is more important than quantity. Protect your focus like it is gold. The sixth principle is feedback loops. An average student hates mistakes. A mistake makes them feel stupid. An elite student loves mistakes. They know that a mistake is the only way to improve. They seek feedback aggressively. If you don't have a teacher, you must create your own feedback loop. Record yourself speaking. It will feel uncomfortable. You will hate the sound of your voice. Do it anyway. Listen to the recording. Compare it to a native speaker. Where is the difference? Is your rhythm flat? Is your TH sound wrong? This is feedback. Correct it and record again. You are your own coach. Be honest with yourself, but do not be cruel. Analyze your errors like a scientist analyzing data. Finally, there is the principle of immersion. You cannot learn English in a vacuum. You must build an environment where English is unavoidable. Harvard students surround themselves with smart people and big ideas. You must surround yourself with the English language. Change your phone language. Watch movies without subtitles. Listen to podcasts while you cook. Read the news in English. You want to reach a point where your brain switches to English automatically because it is the dominant language in your environment. You are not visiting English, you are living in it. Studying like a Harvard student is not about working harder. It is about working smarter. It is about moving from passive consumption to active creation. It is about challenging yourself, teaching yourself, and testing yourself. So, here is your homework. Pick one of these methods today. Close your book and use active recall. Or record yourself and create a feedback loop. Stop being a passive student. Take control of your education. You have the potential to master this language. You just need the right method. Start today.